The audio quality all right? Am I using my right mic?
Yeah, hear it?
Echo. We good?
Yeah, your audio quality's good.
Sweet! Alright, so anyways, what we were asking about, or what I was asking about, was whether or not fish can sneeze. And that's gonna sound really weirdly, just like, I guess it sounded really weirdly the first time, but now that you guys critiqued it already, it sounds even weirder. But, what do you, let's just to start this off, everyone in chat, yes or no, can fish sneeze? No Googling, that's boring.
What? Do fish even have noses?
No.
Like, I guess that would be the most important question is do they even have the capability, do they even have the organs and the logistical possibility of sneezing? Like, lungs, nose, nostrils.
Well, they have gills. Maybe they just push air out of their gills.
A lot of fish will just, if food is present, will just eat until they die. So I mean, I don't know if they have I don't know.
Are you saying you have to be intelligent to sneeze, Jay-Z?
There has to be.
Yes.
Survival.
You have to have some upper brain movement to sneeze. Fact.
Oh goodness.
Science confirmed.
Science confirmed. Speaking of, yeah. right. The eclipse. If you guys are interested in real life stuff, is it on Monday, Jay-Z? Is it the 21st? It is the 21st, right?
Yes, the 21st.
Yeah, so Monday the 21st, starting at about 1 o'clock-ish Eastern, there is going to be
I thought you said 2:15.
2:15 is totality. So partial eclipse at 1 o'clock to about 3, but the really cool parts is at about 2. So look up a map and see if you're in there because it's going to be awesome. But we are a Destiny podcast, so we're going to go and start. So this is episode... We got it wrong last week, by the way. It's
you didn't tell them what it was.
Oh, yeah.
On the 21st. Yeah.
Wait, what didn't I say?
You just said totality.
Oh, it's a lunar eclipse.
Lunar eclipse, sorry. Not solar eclipse. Lunar eclipse happening on the 21st.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. I can't wait. I'm going to be in the middle of work day. We're going to go outside and going to watch it. Hopefully, I'm going to buy some glasses if I remember before, so I don't ruin my eyes, but yeah.
I actually didn't know you needed glasses. I guess it's kind of, it makes sense. But Victoria showed me, like, they look like glorified 3D glasses, and I was like, what the hell are those?
They have a, well, basically, because you're not getting a ton of light, so you're like, oh, it's okay to look directly at the sun.
Yeah.
But it still can burn your retinas, like it could if you're looking at it, when
it is a solar eclipse, by the way. It is.
Yeah.
It's
okay. So I was right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because a lunar eclipse is when you can just see the outline of the moon, because Earth is blocking it. Yeah.
So kids and adults or whatever, if you're gonna watch it, buy special glasses.
Use protection.
Yes, use protection. Use your solar eclipse condoms.
Use your eye condoms.
Eye condoms. Because you can burn your retinas and
we're gonna have to make a store and we're gonna make Iconos eye condoms. It's gonna be great.
Iconos, they rhyme.
Yeah,
all good.
That's what it's for, man.
So if you learn anything from this podcast, it's wear your eye condoms.
Or before you get eye herpes from the sun. It's very important. Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, welcome back to The Last Word, episode 29 for real this time. Last week's didn't go up because of technical difficulties, but YouTube will not screw me over anymore. I've taken the necessary precautions to make sure that doesn't happen again. So everyone should be watching this. It's going to be really fun. So starting off with the weekly update, just real quickly, I found out right before we were doing the show that Luke Smith is actually delivering the overall keynote at PAX West, which is obviously PAX West is the smaller of the two PAXs, but it's pretty cool that he gets to do it. Do you think he's going to drop any secrets in there, or is he just going to be like, video games are fun? Yeah.
Just a quick thing. Did you say overall, or did you say opening? I heard overall.
So he's the keynote. So like just not of the Bungie keynote, like the entire PAX keynote.
So he's gonna open the show, basically, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, if it was me, I would use that opportunity to drop something, because that's when a lot of eyeballs are going to be on him and Destiny and everything. Why else would they have him up there? I would assume that he would have negotiated to be first for a reason, not just to say, "Hey, everybody, welcome," and then just get off stage.
Yeah. And plus, Destiny
Yeah.
2 is like a huge game. It's going to be a huge part because at PAX West they rented out that entire theater. That it's going to be playable and all that junk. So I'm sure. Like how we did the different shirts thing at the Destiny 2 reveal, which we still don't know what those mean, but or different hoodies. I'm sure he'll do something similar to that for sure. It's pretty cool though.
I mean, do you think he'll give anything away? I honestly
Nothing
don't.
big.
Like,
I think he'll tease like something. I think Bungie really likes spinning Raid Secrets wheels, like the subreddit, and I think they will do that. But I don't know. I'm pretty excited for it. I don't think we'll get any new info regarding like the game, anything big, but maybe a small tidbit or something. But the other part of weekly update is kind of goes into something we're going to talk about later, sort of. They just released a whole bunch of new Destiny 2 products, and it's just at this point, I just want to have the discussion. Do you guys think it's too much? Like, I don't know if you guys. So it's like Destiny 2 bathrobes and adult onesies and ghost-shaped candle holders and candles and ice cube trays. Like, it's ridiculous. It's a little bit much. So
are you embellishing on those, or those real things that you just named?
No, every one of those things I just named is a exact product from numbskull.com from their Destiny 2 line. I didn't make any of those up. Not even the adult onesie.
Wow.
Like I want the ice cube trays. Or the ice cube, whatever, the thing. I want that. That's pretty freaking cool.
Christmas ornaments.
Oh, yeah.
Are they going to make specially shaped ice cubes? Is that
that's the Destiny logo.
Yeah, it's the...
Okay.
What's it called? The
Tricorn.
Tricorn, yeah, it's the Tricorn.
Okay, that'd be cool. Actually.
That'd be pretty sweet. Like, especially if you ever have a get together with like if we ever got together, like, you know, you meet with your clan and you're like hosting some sort of party or whatever. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's what I want my ice cubes to be for my clan meetup. You know.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And you know how much money I spend on this stuff. You know that I've spent a lot of money on Destiny over the past 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
But even I am finding a lot of this to be a little bit much. I mean, there's a limit to like product placement and like advertisement and stuff to where even I start to recognize that this is stuff that I just clearly do not need. Like everything I've bought from like my whole closet's Bungie right now. Like all of my like odds and ends that could be Bungie or Destiny, they are. You know, if Bungie made, you know, silverware and pots and pans, guess what? My whole kitchen would be Bungie. But that's only because they're tangible. They're real things that you actually need to use. Like you need silverware, you need plates and bowls. Now, if they start making Bungie or Destiny adult-sized onesies, do I really need that? Do I need to spend that kind of money to get that? Like, am I ever going to wear a onesie? I mean, here's the thing. I'm not going to say I'm not.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to leave that open. But right now, it's not going to be a reason for me to go out and buy it either. So.
What kind of world is it that we live in that we even have to ask the question, that we have the opportunity to ask the question, will I ever wear a Destiny-themed adult onesie? Like, what is America, you know? Or what is our world?
Hey, man, like, Halloween's coming up in a couple months. I don't know. I might, like, my wife's pregnant. Maybe I could be, like, our unborn child. Maybe and then, like...
That's creepy, dude. That is...
Like,
that is...
Like I'm trick-or-treating as my unborn kid. Like, wouldn't that be creepy? So yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah.
Can I spin a positive thing on this?
Spin it.
On adult onesies?
No, on the product. Everything that you talked about, everything that we talked about.
Yeah.
I think this is twofold good. One, it's good that so they said where the funds are the funds going, or some of them going back into the game for content. Do you know that? Or do we know any of that?
No, so that's actually part of my argument for the Virgin thing that we're going to talk about later.
Okay.
See, I hope that it is, but you know they just got this new hired the two new studios, High Moon and Vicarious, and so I would hope so, but
here's how I look at it. So if the more money they make and that they put back into the game, the better. So the more money they make, the higher chance there is of them putting it back into the product that they're creating.
Yeah.
Whether it be hiring more staff to help with, you know, DLCs or free content or whatever it is. So to me that's a good thing. There's never anything bad about.
As long as it doesn't go in like Eric Hirschberg's pocket or
yeah. And I'm sure some of it'll go back in the content, some of it'll go into the next game, some of it will go to bonuses, things like that. I mean, that's just the nature of how,
capitalism.
Yeah, that's capitalism.
Yeah.
The second thing is that I like about this is just exposure for people that have never heard of Destiny. I'm sure people are.
JC, I'm just saying, if you see a guy walking down the street in an adult onesie.
Have you ever been to Walmart? I mean, they're basically one step away from wearing diapers and bikinis all the time there. So
that's fair, dude.
So, but I mean, like, even like you go to, say you have ice cubes and you have family over and cousins and blah blah blah, and none of them have heard of Destiny, and then it's a good opening piece to talk about it, and then they might go pick the game up.
So what happens if one of them chokes on a Destiny themed ice cube? Then you just lost a potential customer.
So that's not my whole point, Sparrow. We're now making a hypothetical rant. My whole positive spin on this is the exposure that they could possibly get to people that have never heard of Destiny, people that don't really game that much, but maybe like games, and it could give them some kind of like, hey, like I'll go check this game out, and then they get hooked, and the more people that are playing the game, the better, regardless.
Fair, yeah. It worries me, man. We'll talk about this, like I said, with the Virgin Mobile thing later, but I feel like it's gonna start driving people away with how excessive some of it's getting. I don't know. Well, I will say, like an adult onesie, Jay-Z.
Well, that's not my category, but I'm sure people wear adult onesies around their house.
Goodness.
It's for families. Like, dad wears a onesie around the house, mom wears a whatever onesie around the house. It's just it's not our category, but that doesn't mean they won't sell it, and that doesn't mean it won't help brand and merchandise the game, and sell more copies to people that would never have heard of it before. I'm trying to make a positive spin on it.
No, and I appreciate that, and I'm sure whoever came up with the idea of an adult onesie appreciates it as well. They're like, my work is finally justified.
I do have a question, though. Did they do this with Halo at any point? Like, I know that there's Halo books, and
I think it was different back then. I don't think it was as common to capitalize on things.
Video games weren't as mainstream as they are today. I mean, they were becoming mainstream, but I don't think in any of the Halo games that Bungie made, it was really like video games are accepted, they're okay, adults play them all the way down to kids. Plus all the Halo games were mature, and Destiny is teen rated, so it reaches a wider audience as well.
One of the Halo games wasn't. The Halo 1 was teen.
Are you sure?
Yeah, one of the I think it was Halo 1 was teen.
I have the box here. Let me look at the back of it.
Do it. One of them. Maybe they were all mature.
Nope,
and
Halo
then
1 is mature.
Halo 4 might be teen. I know one of the Halo games is teen. I believe
so. I have 1 through 4 right here on my book or my game shelf. Halo 2 is mature.
The reason I was asking is, did they ever go this far, like as far as like weird things, like weird products? It's one thing to like be popular. Hell, Call of Duty is popular, right? I've never seen a Call of Duty onesie before.
You are not looking on DeviantArt hard enough, my friend.
Really?
I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could find one.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. I guess the point I'm trying to make is like, if they're gonna do all this product placement and like try to get all these like tie-ins with other companies and try to open up the world to new people and everything, are the type of people we want the type of people that would wear adult-sized onesies? Like, I'm just wondering, like...
I could see Tisk wearing an adult-sized onesie.
Well, Tisk is a weird dude, so there's that. I mean,
but we all like Tisk, so...
Sure, but I don't know. I'm just afraid that they're doing a good job of, like, getting the word out there for Destiny 2, but maybe they're doing it to the wrong audiences, I guess? I don't know.
Maybe they start selling like Destiny themed like
again, like the snow globe. Like, who's that for?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Snow globe?
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
There were also like Destiny themed fridge magnets and just.
Well, that makes sense because that's advertising on anybody's house you go to, though. Fridge magnets. By the way, all Halo games through 4, I don't have 5, but I have.
What about Reach?
4. They're all mature.
I could have sworn
Reach was mature
I could have
as well. Yeah.
ODST?
ODST was mature.
Damn it! I could have swore one of them was.
They were all M on the back of the box.
Look at me knowing my games. Do you have the original Halo one or the remastered?
Yep, the original.
How was the original even considered M? They were like blocks shooting blocks.
Because it was gun violence. I don't know. I guess you have the same type of. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can tell you the exact rating of why it was rated out.
Oh yeah, do it.
It says, actually, this was before they posted all the blood and gore and violence is why it's mature.
Blooding. Oh, I guess the Flood were pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you kill them, like they're like you could decapitate them and like take their arms off and stuff. So, and there was blood that went along with it. There's no blood.
Could you do that?
So, yeah, like their limbs would fall off.
There's blood in Destiny 2. Well, no, this is T for animated blood, but Destiny 2 is T for regular blood. But
I think if they redid like if Halo was made today, it would be teen.
It would be teen,
like,
yeah.
If they did the same type of game, because I think that's more lax than it was, in 2001.
It's weird because movies and video games have kind of gone the opposite way. Like Jaws is only PG-13, but that would absolutely be
R today.
Oh yeah. I think that's right.
No, PG-13 movies are getting more lax. Like they would have been R in the 90s.
I would say like sexual content is being okay at lower levels, but violence, that's like, if there's any violence, it's going to be like an R-rated movie. If there's bloody violence, even at like, I just little bits.
Well, then I think that's a better medium, actually, if we're going to go PG-13 R.
Yeah. But
yeah.
That's I don't know how we got on this, but we did. So we're gonna continue. The next topic.
It went from merchandising to teen.
I think it's just because like adult size onesie puts a subliminal want to just go hurt people in the back of your head. So, oh no, I can just see like I'm calling it right now. Like MTashed is totally gonna stream.
It'll be a total joke thing. Or it'll be like, if I get this many subscribers, I'll do a 4-hour stream wearing a Destiny onesie.
Oh
that type of thing. Yeah. I can see that happen. I can see you doing that eventually.
I would donate. I would do
it. Got to sell out for the kids, man. Yeah. Maybe during GuardianCon next year. We'll see. But our first real topic has to do with the new competitive trailer that they dropped. And so just right off the bat, I don't remember if we talked about this, but about how the Cold Heart looked really powerful in the original trailer. And I'm pretty sure, looking at all the numbers from this trailer, it's because they were messing with the light levels. I think we did talk about it, and that was even one of the options I said. Because if you look, like, the same SMG that we were using in the beta was killing people in literally, like, a half a second. Like, they very clearly were messing with the damage numbers. There was a 2-hit melee in the trailer, that kind of stuff. But
I have massive problems with that trailer for all of those reasons.
Okay.
Actually.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, it's freaking misleading as hell. Now, they have a bad habit of this, and it was kind of funny with the Dark Below. When or was it Dark Below, or maybe it was even last year, but basically there was a shot, and I don't know, it was for some sort of marketing or some sort of something, where they show a guy, a Titan, with a sword of Crota, running at Crota while Crota's standing on his little platform, and Crota's like shooting the guy with his hand bullets or whatever, and the guy's just running at him like full steam with a sword, and then like they show the Titan like jump up and swing his sword, and then it cuts to something else. And I'm thinking to myself, yep, that Titan's dead. But the whole point of that is that they were trying to show you the excitement of Destiny, of like what it could be like when you're fighting huge, massive dudes with swords and stuff. And it's misleading, because if you actually do the raid, it's nothing like that. You got to put the guy on his knee first. You need 5 Gallahorns on your team to get him down on his knee. It was nothing like what it actually was, and it was a very misleading advertisement. And what I'm starting to feel like they're doing this again with this PvP trailer that they released. They showed a hunter that went ham on these people. He got a hand cannon. 2-shot kills, which is impossible. He got a hand cannon melee kill, which you cannot do. Now, the only thing is, are they messing with See, it's one thing to mess with damage numbers, but still, that's not even damage numbers. That's just like mechanics. That's just how the game plays.
I think they just put a damage modifier on it because, like, the Sentinel got a one-hit shoulder charge kill. I really don't think that's going to be a thing.
And they showed a guy getting a body shot sniper kill.
But yeah, body shot sniper
on someone with a full shield. Come on, man. That's not how the game works. So, like, why are they purposely misleading people? It's like they're trying to get, like, the Call of Duty audience to come play.
No, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So, the most interesting thing that I found from that trailer was the possibility of exotic ornaments. And I can put this picture up on stream right now. There you go. So, we saw the Dubious Volley on the right in the trailer. And then we have the one on the left was the original version that we've seen. So as you can see, the one on the right has additional spikes. There's a Siva logo right under where my face cam would be. Right there. Oh, right there. There's a potential Siva logo. It's got bigger spikes. It's that handle on the front now looks like an axe. There's chains all over. It looks crazy. And so no one seems to be paying attention to this anywhere else. No, I haven't seen anyone else's videos or anything like that. I'm thinking that that's pretty much confirmation of exotic ornaments in Destiny 2. So I know Jay-Z was kind of not agreeing with me on that. Maybe it might have changed. I don't know.
I'll play devil's advocate just so we can get the discussion going.
Okay.
I know that in Destiny 1, most of the weapon, when they showed the weapon, what were they called? Not the screenshots, the weapon cards.
Yeah.
Am I correct on that? Okay. The weapon cards.
Just the upgrade screen?
The weapon didn't look much different. It didn't look different at all, but I think that they might have made some modifications to the weapon. But they could be they should be bringing back ornaments because it made them a lot of money through people buying packages and stuff like that. I know Icano dumped my life savings worth of money into packages throughout the Destiny lifespan. So I'm not judging you, bro. I mean, you do you, but I mean, as long as they put that back into content, I'm totally okay with you funding their next project. So it's all good.
It looks really like I hope it is one. Like, okay. So exotic ornaments, like I think I brought this up in my video. Like, I loved the Red Death, but as soon as the White Witch ornament got released, it was like that much better because the White Witch is just so gorgeous. It's like my favorite looking thing in a video game ever. And I just think that you're missing a dimension of exotics if you don't have weapon skins. So I hope it is. Now keep in mind, in the beta, they didn't have an exotic ornament slot, but that could either be because A, none of those exotics had those, or B, because they didn't want to give it away. But I just find it odd that no one's talking about it. People were talking about like returning exotics and stuff like that. You could see the Starfire Protocol and the Taikonaut in the background. But no one was talking about this. I thought it was really interesting. It caught my eye. Oh, and another thing. In the original trailer, the Dubious Volley shot arc rockets. But in this one, it shot void rockets. So it looks like you might be able to change some elements going on there too.
Well, we know that. In the beta, they had... I forget what it was.
Not for exotics, though. They did have weapon mods, but only for legendaries.
True, but even... you could see that it's a possibility for weapons to have their element change.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine why they would like make that like a legendary-only thing. I would think that it would make more sense to have exotics be able to do everything that a legendary can do.
Well, because like someone brought this up in my comment section. Can you imagine like an arc sunshot? Like that wouldn't make any sense, you know? Or like because a lot of exotics or the Risk Runner, it's exclusively arc. Like would that make any sense if it was void?
True.
No. But they could do it with certain exotics.
Or what about
have
the Thunderlord and the Abaddon and the Nova Mortis? What if they make different versions for with different names that do different damage types?
That would kind of suck. Because I think people would prefer them do something like they're doing with the Borealis. Just because I feel like a lot of people agree with me when I say I think that the Thunderlord was and the Abaddon and the Nova Mortis were really just they were in a scrap for content and they were like, let's just reskin these, like.
But didn't they show them around Taken King
Yeah,
time?
yeah,
I thought
they
did.
were in the Taken King trailer, and then they never got released. But that's what I'm talking about. Maybe for the Taken King, and then maybe Luke Smith. This is what I can think. Like, if I was Luke Smith going in and Taken King, I would have been like, you know what? Like, people are gonna realize that these are just reskinned, like right off the bat, and then so I think he just held them back. And then Christopher Barrett was like, we already have these finished. Might as well just throw them in for the Dawning. I think that's what happened, but. I just feel like if they're gonna do that, maybe I appreciate the different like design if that is true. Maybe the Void one's like spiky and stuff, and that kind of whatnot. But I don't know. I feel like if they wanted to make a Void rocket launcher, I just would have preferred them make another Void rocket launcher that did something completely different. That's just that's me though. I don't know. Like I said, personally, I'm gonna throw it back on the screen one more time. Like. I think I think it makes sense because the Dubious Volley was supposed to be in the Taken King, sort of. We had it originally there, but
yeah,
a lot of the information that we started finding was around Rise of Iron, and that's when Siva was introduced. It looks like a very Fallen-esque weapon because it's just kind of put together from scrap metal and all that. It's got the Siva chains and what I consider to be the ornament. Like I said, you can almost see like a Siva logo there up at the top. I'm thinking it's going to be weapon ornaments, which would be... I'm hoping it is, but who knows, really? Who knows? Yeah, so that's pretty much that. What do you guys think about the returning exotics? Do you think... I don't know if you... I didn't point that out in my video, because I don't really like to re-point out things that bigger YouTubers have pointed out. So I think it was Bife pointed out that Starfire Protocol could be seen and the Taikonaut could be seen. So do you think they're just reskin the legendaries that look like old exotics, or do you think these are actually the exotics returning?
God, I hope so. I hope to God these... I hope nothing from Destiny 1 comes back. It breaks the lore. Everything in the vault was supposed to be destroyed. So that there's a break in lore if they do that. That won't make any sense, because then if they're gonna bring back, exotics that I don't even wear, then I better be getting back exotics that I do wear, and that's gonna piss me off if they did it for some and not all. So that's first and foremost, that it breaks the whole point of why we lost everything. B, it's just not a good idea. Like, we've been playing with this stuff for 3 years. Everybody was like, you're gonna lose everything, and some people were like, well, I want to keep my Gjallarhorn, and I was honestly one of those people. I was one of the people that was like, I want to keep my Gjallarhorn, and I was one of the people that said I want to keep my Fatebringer and stuff. But I came around on that, and now I'm in the camp of, you know what? Let's just start over. I want all new stuff. I've been playing with these guns for 3 years. It's time for a change. And if they're bringing stuff back like the Taikonaut that nobody even used, that's going to be lame.
Yeah, I hope if they do bring those back, I hope they have different perks. Because Starfire isn't too good either, right? That just gives you like a second
fusion grenade.
Yeah. So in Destiny 2's meta, that's not going to be too good. So I do hope, if those are exotics, I hope they get at least new perks or slightly altered perks. Kind of like how the subclasses are coming back, but they have redone perks. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Well, I hope they're just skins of legendary weapons, honestly. Like Icano said, I was firmly in the camp of we should get to keep everything that we earned in Destiny 1. And then after I played the beta, I'm like, wait a second, I would rather have all new weapons. I have been playing with these weapons for 3 years now.
Yeah.
And, it is time to move on from them. And, they can always release classic exotics as we go into year 3 on Destiny 2.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool, like, for, like, their equivalent of the Dawning or whatever, if we got, like, one return exotic a year. And they would be exclusive to if you participated in those events. I think that would be so cool.
Yeah, like, I'm okay with that. But they did that with a lot of, or not a lot of, but they did, like, the... IS Luna was the Hawk Moon reskinned. I forget what other... They did a lot of the not Taken King. They did a lot of the Dark Below.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crota Zen weapons reskinned and for Crucible weapons in year 2 when the Taken King came out. So, I mean, they're known to reuse old assets to make them legendaries. So, I mean, that's what I'm hoping. Or I'm hoping they were placeholders to get people talking. And those weren't actually maybe in the game. But I'm guessing everything that's going to be in that trailer is going to be in the game. So
yeah,
hopefully it's just a type of robe that looks like the Starfire Protocol or something like that.
Yeah,
it's just weird. It's just such random picks. Like,
Yeah,
everybody loves Bones of Ale. Everybody loves their Celestial Nighthawks and their whatever the Titan helmet that blinds people in the bubble.
Saint
I can't
14.
remember. Saint 14. Everybody loves those. Those are iconic exotics. If you were going to bring back iconic exotics, you would show the iconic exotics. Why the hell are you putting Takenaut in there? Like, who uses a Takenaut?
They're like, yes, it's coming back. I'm getting this game. Nothing's going to stop me now.
So that's what's making me think that it's something else, something that we don't get, something that we just can't put together right now because we don't have enough information yet.
Well, as Bife pointed out, that Titan wearing the Taikonaut was holding a rocket launcher as well. Coincidence?
Oh, I hope so.
the Taikonaut actually had good perks, but then it was outshined by like the
everything else.
The armamentarium and the I can't even think of the arms right now
and the
that I use.
Like, because its main perk is to add tracking, then people were like, screw that, we'll just use the truth.
No, we'll add tracking and more rocket ammo,
right? Yeah.
But
okay.
But the two exotics that were more useful were the armamentarium and the the arms.
Thagomizers?
No, I've never used Thagomizers. That drop more heavy ammo for your team.
Oh, Ruin Wings.
Yeah. So like, I never took either of those two exotics off of my Titan, through the first 3 years, honestly, because they were both year one
at the same time.
No, both. Yeah, I put in a special code. Year one, day one special. You got 2 exotic armor pieces. No, those are the 2 that I wrote. Yeah, PlayStation exclusive. Those are the 2 I rotated between, depending on if we needed heavy ammo for the team or if I just wanted more, heavy ammo or special ammo for my character, or more grenades. So, yeah. So it would be like I wouldn't mind some exotics that weren't used coming back if they're going to not make them or make the other exotics way more powerful to where we're not going to ever use them again.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I want more armor pieces to be situational to where you actually use them in certain spots rather than you use 2 or 3 exotics per class for armor wise and that's it. Like I used 2 or 3 warlock exotics to 1 hunter exotic, really.
the bones and the celestial, I guess.
Oh, and so on the Anacrotus or Oryx, I used the one that gave you 2 smoke grenades, so I could do invisibility.
The sealed Ahamkaras, yeah.
Yeah, the grass.
Those were whenever Taken King first came out. Those never left any of my 3 hunters. Those were that was my jam, man. Those were so good.
Yeah, and they were even good in PvP as well because you could go invis twice.
And
so
2 throwing knives.
But that's 3 exotics for Hunter, 3 exotics for the Warlock, and 2 for the Titan that I used throughout the lifespan of Destiny 1. So like if more situational armor pieces where they're actually useful in places will be, in my opinion, better.
Yeah. I think that's what they seem to be doing, just based off what they're saying. Like, how they're stressing like locked loadouts are going to be a thing and stuff. Like, I think exotics aren't going to be as powerful. I mean, even if you look at the exotic weapons that we've seen so far, nothing is like... Maybe the Dubious Volley, but only because we don't know exactly what it does. But, like, everything else is kind of like... Yeah, Sweet Business is alright, but would I run that 24/7 kind of thing?
No.
So...
Yeah.
I don't know. Alright, so we're just going to start this recording. So, sorry guys, once again, stream cut out. This time it was my fault. And, yeah, so we're just going to continue this without community feedback. I'm not live streaming it because I hate to blow up your guys' subscription boxes. So, we're just going to keep going. There's not going to be community input, but you'll have us 3. So, just moving on. We got some changes from the beta that were fixed going into the computer beta and hopefully the final version of Destiny 2. So first off, they fixed some glitches. So they fixed the infinite super glitch, the warlock flying around infinitely glitch, the infinite grenades glitch, and the warlock melee actually got toned down. It was longer in the beta than it was supposed to be. And then they also globally reduced the supercharge rate, increased the grenade damage in PvE. They added power ammo to have an increased, or it might be a guaranteed drop actually, from every yellow bar enemy, and control score went from 75 to 100. So, Icano, what are your immediate thoughts on all of these changes?
Thank goodness, power ammo is back. Like, I'm sorry, like because like it is guaranteed because they said, I forget what the exact wording, but it was like you'll never have to worry about it.
Yeah, you have to farm it. You can farm
from
it
yellow
now.
enemy. Yeah, that's right, from yellow enemies. So what that means is, because like in the beta that we played, I liked to use the sniper, okay, and I really like to use the sniper. And in the strike, when you're running across, I don't know if you remember, but there's a big Colossus dude that has the minigun.
Yeah.
And he was guarding one of those portals that you jump through to zip yourself across Nessus or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And what I like to do is I like to run up there and kind of like not go all the way in, kind of stay back a little bit and get some pot shots off on him with my sniper. But I caught myself stopping to do that because I was worried that, okay, I'm going to blow my sniper shots on him now, and then I'm not going to have any power ammo for the rest of this strike. Like, because like that's literally what the thought that was going through my head was.
Yeah.
Is that I don't want to waste my ammo now because I'm gonna need it for the strike boss at the end. So now what happens is whether you have a sniper, your grenade launcher, whatever, is that when you come across that yellow enemy, go ham, go off on them. If you got a full clip of sniper rounds, put them into him. Get that yellow enemy dead, because when he dies, you're definitely going to get a power ammo box off of him, and you're just going to refill and then save it for the next one. I hate to, I don't hate to keep referencing Diablo 3, but I happen to love Diablo 3, so that's why I do it. Diablo 3 has some abilities on cooldowns that are pretty long. Like there's for the new Necromancer, there's an ability cooldown of 2 minutes on one of his strongest abilities that freezes every enemy on the screen. And what happens is you don't want to use that just on every enemy. You want to use that on just your elite enemies. Mm-hmm. And there's an artifact that you can get that you can wear. I think it's like a ring or something. And what it says is when you kill an elite pack, it reduces all of your cooldowns by like 100% or something stupid. So basically what you do is you just zip around the map. You just keep killing elites. You don't worry about any other enemy. You just go from elite to elite to elite, and you always have that thing on cooldown. So it's kind of like a broken way to play the game. Yeah. So that's kind of what I was reading when I read this Destiny 2 thing. It's like, oh wow, like I'll be able to just use all of my power ammo all of the time and not have to worry about it, because I'll just be able to keep jumping from elite to elite, or yellow bar to yellow bar, and not have to worry about not having damage for the boss. Mm-hmm. So that seems like, I don't know, it seems like it's going to open up my playstyle a little bit. I felt very constricted in the beta, whereas now I feel like I'm going to feel much more open to using the guns I like to use.
Okay, Sparrow, I guess I want to turn this question onto you then, because I know how I feel about it. That being said, do you feel that that's going to make the end game content too easy with more power ammo dropping?
I don't think so, just because there wasn't like too many. Like, I don't want to say there weren't any, because there was, but there wasn't a lot of those enemies just sitting around. Mm-hmm. Like in the beginning, if you farm that public event, there was a lot, but in that strike, there were maybe like, let's see, you killed the 2 at the drill site. I'm not even sure if that Juggernaut that I kind of was talking about is a yellow bar.
It is.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, so him, those 2, and then the boss, right? So that's 4 in the entire strike.
But so is it still gonna drop from random enemies though too?
Yeah, it'll drop. It'll drop as well.
Okay.
But it just.
So you're probably talking about 6 to 8 ammo packs a strike.
Yeah, and
for that strike.
If it wasn't like it was extremely overpowered either. Like heavy ammo or power ammo wasn't amazing, right? It was decent, but it didn't shine, I guess. Like that, I guess we did have weird archetypes. The sniper was a super fast firing one. The fusion rifle isn't really a PvE type of thing. But what we saw, power ammo isn't like, it doesn't make you a god. It's not like you're super, So maybe it might make it. It'll make it easier, and so will the increased super spawn rates. Absolutely, but I don't think it'll make it insanely easy. The thing that I'm worried about is literally the fastest way to take down Protheon in the beta was to get 3 Titans, Striker Titans, with double grenades and use all 6 of your pulse grenades there at the beginning, and you would get him down to his final phase immediately. And so, I mean, they were already really powerful, and I'm wondering if they are also included in this grenade damage increase in PvE buff, because that would be a little bit excessive in my opinion. So
it sounded universal. The way the wording was, it sounds universal.
That's what I was thinking. But like I said, the pulse grenades were like the equivalent of thermite grenades on Axis. If anyone doesn't know, thermite grenades on Axis do as much damage as the cannons, just because they pulse so often and they don't move. And it helps if I think one of the Hammer Titans perks like gives you increased grenade spawn if you're near a teammate or something. One sec, I can actually find this. When super energy is full, you get twice. Yeah, your grenade recharges twice as fast when your hammer is full. That's the one I'm thinking of. So that's it. It's pretty crazy. So. I'm worried that it's going to make bosses too easy because you'll just be able to pop a pulse grenade on them and then they'll just die immediately. That's what I'm worried of personally. But I guess we'll see. Who knows?
Well, I think that'll probably be one of the first things that they nerf is pulse grenades. Honestly, probably in their first patch.
Yeah.
Especially if it stays overpowered like
that. And Crucible is really powerful too, though. Like, because it pulses like once every 4 seconds or something crazy. Maybe it's 6.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's way more viable than lightning grenades, really, in Crucible. Especially the 2 maps that we played.
Now that it does that thing where you get like 2 seconds before they actually detonate. Yeah. Pulse grenades are really good. All right. Well, yeah, that's pretty much all the changes from the beta. Oh, what do you think? So the control, I was telling Jay-Z, so after we talked about this last time and I started doubting myself how many supers I actually got per control game, I went back and looked through my footage, and there were multiple games where I did get 2 supers. So I'm thinking, like, with this additional 25, like, I might get close to getting 3 supers a game.
I'm not happy with that, honestly. Like,
no?
I think then it's turning back into Destiny 1, and it's going to be more ability spam and stuff like that. If people are getting 3 supers, and I'm not saying everybody's going to get 3 supers, but there's going to be games where people get 3 supers or get really, really close to getting it, and I'm not okay with that. And I understand, like, people want to do the supers and all the space magic, blah blah blah, but I think that also unbalances Crucible. Especially if you're getting that many of them in a match. I think the sweet spot's probably 2 per match.
Yeah.
You get,
you
get 1 right before half and then 1 towards the end to where you can coordinate your first one with the team, and then because that's the whole thing is I want to be able to coordinate my supers with everybody to where I just can't keep spamming them like you could in Destiny 1 sometimes, especially if your team was on a roll. So I don't know. It might be a little too. We'll see when the game comes out.
Well,
how it works
with the 100, I think the average is going to sit right at 2. I mean, if people aren't even getting their super, which blows my mind, by the way. Like, I just feel like I would have to be AFK like half the match not to get one, but I don't know. But if people like aren't even getting 1 with 75.
Well, you 95% of the time picked up the power ammo for our team. So
every time. Every time, man. I was
like,
looking over my footage.
And Sparrow's like basically boxing me out from the power.
Yeah,
ammo,
man.
so.
And then that's a guaranteed at least 1 team wipe, if not like a team wipe and a half. Yeah, I was because there's so much of my gameplay where I'm like, oh, this is a really good game, and I'm like, oh, I got the power ammo. And I'm like, oh, I can't.
5 times during the match.
Yeah, I was like, I can't use this because it's me rocking a fusion rifle the entire game. Yeah, like I think I sent you a clip, I think, of a game where I got 2 supers, and it's just me, just fusion rifle, just double kills and triple kills, and
so if we're sharing that throughout the team,
then if you are a normal, non-selfish, non-Sparrow player, you will not get your super 2.5 times. All right.
So I'm okay with it if it's around 2 per player. I'm okay with that.
I'm thinking players like us that know our way around Crucible will get it too. But players who really struggle, who can't even get it once, they'll get it once and that's it. Like that's not gonna do a lot. But top tier players where you do rock, you pick up both power ammos every time, you've definitely got yourself 3 supers. If you don't screw it up. But yeah, I mean, it's all right. I'm glad this change happened to casual and not competitive.
So that's only casual playlist? I didn't.
Well, that's just the control. That's just control being from 75 to 100. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The increased super rate, we're not really sure. I mean, that's universal. They said globally, but they did not say the extent. That's one. If I have one pet peeve with Bungie and how they do their updates, when they don't tell you the exact amounts. That bugs me a lot. Because as a person who really, really likes statistical analysis and all that junk, like, I want to know, But
well, I'm hoping it doesn't screw with competitive. Because I like that I guess it'll make sense if you get 2 per competitive match. If you go, like, the full amount of rounds, that'll make sense.
Yeah.
Well, if you go the full rounds, if your team's winning, I think it should only be 1 per person. If you win, what is it? You best of 7?
No, it's first of 4. So yeah, best of 7. Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, like, if you win 4-1, like, everybody's popped their super once, and that was it. But if you're on round 7, then some people could be getting a second super.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that, because then it's more rock paper scissors than. And that's what we wanted.
That's what we want. Yeah, exactly. Especially with competitive. And kind of leading into that, they announced that they're also tweaking the matchmaking a little bit. So competitive is pretty much like they made it sound like 80% focused on connection based, and then or casual, excuse me, is 80% connection, and then competitive is skill based.
Is that 80% or is it 50-50?
Well, they didn't say, like, I was just reading into it, like they didn't give a percentage, but. Looking into it, they're like, it is heavily focused. So if I had to make an educated guess, I'd say like 70 or 80%.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just jump in and have fun. You get a better connection, so there's more likely to just have fun.
Yeah.
Like, you're not lagging. People aren't doing stuff like that. So
exactly, and I think I said that like 3 episodes or 5 episodes ago. I was like, that's the best way they should do it. They're doing it, and mixed with cloud-based servers, and obviously it's a lot more complex than just a balance of connection or skill. But layman's terms, that's what they're doing, which is.
Did we talk about beta lag? Because I didn't have much in the beta.
So that's
in PvP.
That's the thing. I hate talking about Crucible lag because I think there is this notion in the community that all lag, regardless, is Bungie's fault, and I hate that. Because if I'm playing someone like Psycho, no matter how bad his internet is, or his internet can be a potato, right? Bungie upgrading their servers isn't going to fix that. Like, everyone always saying, like, Bungie doesn't have dedicated servers and all this crap. Like, just because you get unlucky and you live in an area with maybe poor internet and people closer to you, maybe you live in a southern state, maybe Midwest, where, there's not a bunch of big cities, and it means your internet's not going to be as good. That just means that people around you aren't going to have the best internet, and that's not Bungie's fault. Like, they don't, and they can't completely bar people from Crucible.
But dedicated servers would fix a lot of that, because you're not going to experience the lag as much, especially if they're not sharing off that person's connection.
Yeah, so it would help with you. I mean, there would still be a person jumping around the lobby. It would make it like the damage and stuff.
But it wouldn't make them like they would be taking the hits more than you would be taking the hits, is normally what it is. Because right now with the PV or the peer-to-peer, the people that have the worst lag are actually have the advantage most of the time.
Well, before they implemented that damage referee thing. Do you like, it used to be really bad. It used to be super advantageous.
Yeah, really bad.
Yeah. Now it's not, but I just like I get that, and if you can sit down and have a conversation like that, that's cool. But the stigma that every single red bar in the universe is Bungie's fault, that's it's like someone sees a red bar without even playing them and dying to them, or seeing how if they have the advantage or whatever, and they're like, oh, it's Bungie's fault. and that's something I don't like to. That's something I like to avoid as much as possible, kind of thing.
Is that really a stigma though? Is that really a thing that people assume that it's Bungie's fault?
Yeah,
or
dude.
Are people more?
Yeah, you blame
upset?
the developers.
Well, I think what it really is that people are just more upset that Bungie match made you with someone like that in the first place. Like, I think we all get that not every red bar is going to be Bungie's fault. I think the issue is that we don't want to be match made. Like, why should I be match made with somebody in Switzerland? Of course he's going to be a red bar.
Well, I mean, he's
halfway across the world. So
that's the thing. Like,
that's the argument.
People make those arguments, but how the hell do you know where the people you're playing are from? Like, it's the servers, Xbox Live servers are regional, so more than likely you're playing someone from right there, unless you're choosing to play with, like, Cheeky or whatever. Like, I'm more likely to be paired up with you and Jay-Z, since we probably play on the same East Coast-based server, than someone like Gara. Like, I don't see myself ever matching up with Gara. Or maybe, sometimes, but the wait times would be longer, obviously. But I don't know. I think there's a lot of assumptions that go into it. Obviously, like, the same could be said conversely. I don't know exactly what's going on, but Bungie, I don't know. People jump down throats, and it's the same thing. Like, if that guy in, let's say, Switzerland has bad internet, like, if he plays people in Switzerland, he's gonna have bad internet too. Like, if he just has a potato, if he gets three megs a second, like, that's not going to be a good experience regardless of who's playing them from where. So I don't know. It's just a topic I like to avoid, but if we're having it, I would rather have like a discussion like this where we try to break social disgusts with Bungie that shouldn't even be a thing, I guess, is the best way to put it. I don't know. Personal opinion, I suppose. But yeah, so those are the new matchmaking stuff. And then so just pretty much is everyone done with that? You want to move on to our final topic?
Final topic.
Yeah, final topic. Let's go.
Final topic. So this one is about the Virgin Mobile exclusive Sparrow. So for those of you who are not aware, Virgin Mobile UK is we have some Virgin Mobile in the United States, right? They just don't do an internet service, or
yeah, no, that's a phone company.
Yeah,
it's a cell phone.
Yeah,
here.
So I'm pretty sure in the UK
I think it goes off Sprint.
Okay.
Sprint towers.
But from my understanding, in the US they don't do internet. I've never heard of their internet services anywhere here. No.
We have monopolies here, so...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. But from what I gather from my comment section from the video I made on this, they're one of the 3 major ISPs in the UK. And so they've had some ties with Bungie. For instance, like last month, they did... the day before the beta, actually, they had an exclusive event in downtown London, I think, where you could go out and play the beta a day early. You could sign up, go out there. It was sponsored by them. There were like free meals and drinks and stuff, and they were doing that stuff with Bungie. Well, now if you get Virgin Mobile Fiber, which is their fiber optic internet, then you get an exclusive Sparrow inside Destiny 2. Which, let me see if I can pull a picture up of that. My argument is that I think this is too far. So
it looks cool.
It does.
I like the look of it.
That's why I'm trying to put an image on screen, because I do. It is. So my big hope. Someone pointed this up to me. When I was talking about it, I was like, oh no. I wasn't thinking very clearly. But if the model is used in other Sparrows, I don't really have that big of a problem with it. Like if it's like the color scheme that is exclusive or something, because it doesn't seem to have any logos on it. But if the model of the Sparrow, as you guys can see on screen, if you're watching the podcast. It looks really good. Like it does look really cool, and that is, like I said, exclusive to Virgin Mobile Fiber customers. So my argument, like I was saying, if they do like double XP or an exclusive armor set or whatever with things like Rockstar Pop-Tarts, yes, those are unhealthy things, but in the end, people can make their own dietary choices. But if people do want to go and get those things, they're like $2, Like a Rockstar's $1. I don't even know how much a box of Pop-Tarts is.
It's about $2. Pop-Tarts, I actually was just at the store and looked at them to see if there were any today. The bigger boxes are like $3.30. The smaller boxes are around $2.
$3.30. Yeah. There you go. My gas station, I went in and looked yesterday, has a deal for 10 for 10 Rockstars. So maybe I can get lucky on some.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
pour them down the drain.
Speaking of, okay, I know we're talking about the Virgin thing, but did you see Dado and Patrick Casey do the Pop-Tart and Rockstar combination taste test?
Yeah,
I saw the video
really
come
good.
up. I didn't watch it though.
It was pretty funny. It was, whenever people come up with these ideas, I'm always kicking myself because I didn't come up with it. But at the end of the day, like, I'm glad they did it, because I would much rather see someone like Dado do something like that than have to like edit it myself, because it was pretty good. But so I'm fine with people doing that, because even if you're a little kid, if you're low budget, if I don't know, you're homeless or something, like, you can still afford like a $2 Rockstar more than likely. Maybe not if you're homeless, that might be a bit extreme. But I don't know why you'd be playing Destiny 2 if you're homeless. Why didn't you point out holes in my arguments when I make them? But
because you're talking, I don't want to talk over
you. But this is, so someone in my chat figured it up. It's around 420 American dollars to have Fiber's lowest service for 1 year. That's kind of excessive for a Sparrow. And I get that you're trying to reward people, but I think Savage Sadistic put it best in my chat when he said, it is essentially age-locked, pay-locked, region-locked, and possibly even contract-locked Sparrow that costs at least $400 annually. So, I mean, that's kind of, it's pretty insane that only a select number of people, and even if you live in the UK, it's not a guarantee that Virgin even has service in your area, If you're a kid, you can't afford it, you can't switch, you have to sign a contract. Who knows, does the contract have to be started before now? Will it even go into effect? All that kind of stuff. So I have a problem with it personally, but I'm actually really interested to hear what Icono and Jay-Z have to say. So Jay-Z, why don't you go ahead and give your
good.
Opinions.
I was going to ask to go first.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Man. Yeah, go.
So here's my thing. If this Sparrow has no extra attributes than the normal Sparrows that you get in the game, I am 100% okay with them doing this special thing. Like, to me, yeah, I like cool looking Sparrows, but if they have the same models in the game that go the same speed, like if this Sparrow goes faster and it does something special, then yeah, that ticks me off, and everybody should get a chance to access that. But if it's just a thing like Virgin Mobile threw $50,000 at Bungie, hey, can you create us a Sparrow that's exclusive to our customers? Yeah, sure. And sorry, but we can't make it go any faster, and we can't make it do anything special other than what the normal Sparrows do. Completely okay with that. I understand we don't want companies like just throwing money at Bungie and having exclusive stuff that everybody doesn't have access to. But on the same note, like, if it's not doing anything special, let them have their stinking Sparrow. And it shows people that, plus, like, if I'm gonna play people from the UK, I want to play people that have that Sparrow, because they're gonna have a better connection than most other people. So,
that's it.
With that Sparrow,
that's what Bungie's doing. They're like, if they don't have the Sparrow, their connection is not our fault.
Yeah, so they play other people from the UK and not people from the US. So, like, if I'm going to play people from the UK, I want them to have that Sparrow.
All right.
That's going to be the new Gallahorn on, like, LFG sites. If you want me to carry you through trials, you have to have the UK Sparrow. That's going to be your thing.
Or if you want to play on our team, you have to have the UK. If you're not from the US, you have to have the UK Sparrow.
That's funny. I hope so, man. That would be really funny. No, I don't actually hope so, but it's.
Long story short, completely okay with it.
Yeah.
As long as it's not special. Like,
so
it just can't be special.
So just a couple of my concerns. So just something to relate it to. So we had the Red Bull exclusive Sparrow with the Taken King, and it's the most rounded Sparrow in the game. It's a year 2 trick Sparrow, so it goes a certain speed, but it also has a higher armor stat than the rest of the year 2 trick Sparrows. So it's kind of best in class. I have a whole video doing like a statistical analysis on why it's better than every other Sparrow for SRL. But
that was only locked for 9 months.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It wasn't even locked for an entire year. Yeah. Which is, if something like that does happen with this Virgin Mobile one, I hope it's open to everyone, which would be really cool. But like I said, take all of this with a grain of salt. This has not been officially announced. This was leaked from Virgin Mobile, so I guess we don't know for certain how this is gonna look. I guess, but or like how it's gonna behave in game, how this entire thing's gonna play out. But the other thing I'm worried with is I think everyone will agree this is a much bigger contract than Red Bull or something. This is a company. I'm not sure how ISPs work in the UK, if they can have monopolies or whatever. But it's a pretty significant business deal. It has to be bigger because this business is more, right? Like it costs more. I'm sure they get more from their customers. If I was a business person, I would have requested more money from them, say, than like Red Bull. And essentially, with Red Bull and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Because if you're doing like Red Bull and stuff, that's branding. It works both ways, right?
But more people are gonna buy Red Bull, so it would make more sense for them to charge Red Bull more money.
But from the same standpoint, more people drink Red Bull that don't play Destiny. So it kind of works as marketing in both ways. Whereas Virgin Mobile, this looks to be like a very exclusive them advertising kind of thing rather than them advertising. They're saying like, look, we teamed up with this. It's going to be more people are going to find out about Virgin Mobile through Bungie pathways than Destiny 2 through this advertisement. Does that make sense? Did I word that all right?
I think I disagree with that. I think
really?
More people are going to see it through more people consume Red Bull than are going to be on Virgin Mobile.
Yeah, so that's, yes, but like I said, with Red Bull, it's kind of reverse advertising as well. So Red Bull is paying Bungie to use Destiny 2's trademarks and whatnot, but at the same time, Bungie is getting tons of free advertising. I don't feel like Destiny 2 will get a lot of free advertising just because of the type of business this is. People aren't going to be like, oh, I have Virgin Mobile, look at this awesome game that they're pumping out. But people will be like, oh, I drink Red Bull every day. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the argument I was making. Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I thought you were making the opposite argument. More people are going to get exposure through Virgin Mobile.
No. But less people are going to get exposure through Virgin Mobile to Destiny 2. So they're not getting as much free advertising. So they're going to require more payment. So, like, for Red Bull, they'd be like, we would normally charge you this, but since we're getting free advertisement as well, we'll kind of cut the cost down a little bit. Because you're essentially, half of Red Bull's payment or whatever essentially comes in the form of free advertisement.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're going to print it on every can and all these codes are going to be redeemed, somebody's got to be paid to manage that system.
Yeah, for sure.
To Virgin Mobile.
Yeah.
You just get a one-time code for Sparrow.
Mm-hmm.
That type of thing. Plus, they had with the Red Bull thing last time where people were just stealing codes. I'm not going to call anybody out on that one. But people were just stealing codes, so they had to have a whole helpline just for that as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Red Bull fronted that bill or if Bungie was helping out, or I'm sure it was a combination of both because they needed to be able to get in their system to give them more codes.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure Bungie signed like a no responsibility contract or something. That just seems like, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I can see it going both ways. I wish all of this information was in the public domain. Like, I don't see why it's not required. This seems like pretty important business practice information that should be required to be in public domain, but I'm not a law student, so I don't know how all that works. It just seems like, as a consumer, I would really like to know all that information. Plus, it's cool, I personally, I don't want to go on a witch hunt at Bungie or whatever. I'm genuinely interested how business practices like this work. What kind of money is Bungie making off of this? Is it a couple thousand or is it a couple 100,000?
Oh, I'm sure it's big dollars, especially the popularity of the game.
That's what I'm saying. I would really like to know, and I would also like to see how this is being redistributed in the company. Maybe I just need to become a Bungie stockholder, and then I can
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay. Like I said earlier, as long as they're redistributing the money that they're making off of these things.
Yeah.
To put content into the game. Obviously 100% it's not going to go, but as long as it's helping them create new and better content, the more the better. The more sponsorships, things like that they get.
Yeah.
They're not sponsorships, but yeah, I guess it is. But the more people that want to team up with Bungie and include that on it, the better.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like I said, with Vicarious Visions and High Noon Studios coming into this, they have to offset those charges in some way. I'm not sure how many employees that has, but I'd say minimum that's like 25 new employees coming to the table at two different Activision partners. They are smaller studios. I mean, Bungie itself has like 300 or something crazy like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if these were decent size, but just to be safe, I'm going to go on the low end of like 25 or 30. But still, like, that's still, if each person's averaging like a $60,000 salary, let's say, I mean, that's, you got to offset those charges. Like, those people can't get paid out of nowhere. So
I also don't think Bungie's flipping that whole bill for that, though.
No, yeah, it's going to be Activision. Some of it. Yeah. And that's what I'm
sure
saying.
Bungie's responsible for a part of it. Like, as far as sales go, like, they get X part of the sales go to...
Yeah. I think it's probably worked out, like, maybe because Activision's more of the marketing team anyways. That's more of what a distributor does. So I'm sure like part of their deal, like Eric Hirschberg was like, you know what, we'll give you these extra stuff, but you have to sign this many deals for the trademarks and stuff. You have to make this many. We have to pull in the extra cash. And I'm sure they gave him some extra stuff. Like I guarantee, like it is going back into the game, but in the form of hiring new people. Like it's not.
Yeah, which is good though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
More content or more like
more consistent content as well.
Anything. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So it's decent. It worries me. I think the main reason I was so worried about this and am so worried about this is, where does it stop? If they can do it with a giant ISP, I think I made the example, like, what if they team up with like AT&T here in the United States? Like, there's some places where AT&T is the only ISP available, Uverse. Yeah. So are they going to be able to jack up their prices because they have this weird sponsorship going? Is there? Because
I don't think so.
I mean, those are the only forms of legal monopolies are stuff like that, like utilities and stuff. And internet, is a utility.
90% of those customers or more aren't concerned with Destiny. So if they jack up the prices because of a Destiny partnership, then people are just gonna not have that service anymore.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, switch off to non-existent internet? Like, I don't know.
Might just cut their internet or go with Verizon for their internet or AT&T or whatever, or not AT&T, Sprint.
It worries me. I don't know. I love seeing companies working together, sharing bases and stuff. But there's a thing where I get a little bit worried that something's going to take a wrong turn, or maybe like they team up with Coke and you get an exclusive exotic or something. Like, I don't want that to happen.
That's where it's crossing a line. As long as it's just cosmetic stuff, like a different looking Sparrow or a different looking Ghost or a shader that other people can't get right away, or even if you make it time locked, I'm okay with all that stuff. Like, good, do it. Get that money. Grab as much as you can so you can put it back into your content.
Yeah.
Now, if you're talking exclusive exotics, like PlayStation gets, PlayStation already gets those. So like, let's lock more people out of exotics.
That's a good point. When I'm talking about all this corporation sponsorships, I was saying like this is as far as Bungie's gone, but it's not, because PlayStation is a corporation. Yeah. So and it's not like exclusive exotics is unprecedented. There's been 5 now in the history of Destiny with the
you gotta look at the history though, as how that all started though. I mean, Destiny was never supposed to be on Xbox. When Destiny was first designed, it was first designed as a Sony property, and at some point during the development, negotiations happened. Microsoft got involved, so the negotiations basically said that sure, Xbox, you can have Destiny, but Sony is going to get first access to specific guns and armor sets and things like that to try and incentivize people to come to PlayStation. And at some point, Microsoft signed on the dotted line. So I wouldn't put that on Bungie as being money grubbing. Like, hey, Sony, you want a little piece of this? It wasn't like that. This game was never supposed to be on Xbox consoles. So
thankfully they did that though. Like, none of us would have ever met.
It's the kind of thing, like, I think console exclusive games are the dumbest thing ever, because you are literally having your player base.
I do agree.
Like, no amount of money can take away from the success of your game. Like, I don't know. Whatever. Like even Halo, like Halo shouldn't be console exclusive, especially games that are like games that aren't really known for their multiplayer, that have no replayability, that are really just based off of play one time, like The Last of Us. Like why you have no reason for that ever to be console exclusive, but it was.
Especially, well, I mean, all the Uncharted's were, so it's made by Naughty Dog, which is
yeah.
PlayStation exclusive developer. So.
Alrighty, well, that's pretty much how I feel about that. Like I said, no community feedback this week because of technical difficulties, which is really unfortunate. But do you guys have anything else to say with any of the stuff we were talking about today?
No, I think we covered it pretty thoroughly.
All right, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a long episode, too, because we're back on 40 minutes since we crashed, and I think it'll be like an hour, 10 minutes, hour 15. We'll see. I'll have to do some fancy editing, but I hope you guys did enjoy. That was episode 29. Back with the big 3-0 next week. Not really sure what we're doing yet. We have a couple topics up our sleeve just in case nothing happens, but we'll see. But yeah, so I've been Scarrow9. You can find me at Scarrow9 on YouTube or at Scarrow9 on Twitter. And then Icono and Jay-Z, do your thing.
I am XX Iconoclast. You can find me on Xbox Live and on Twitter.
Jay-Z Basketball 25. You can find me on Xbox and also on Twitter.
Boom! So that was this episode. Less than 4 weeks to the Destiny 2 release and like 20-something days, 21, 22 days until the PC beta, which is pretty exciting, right? What day is the PC beta?
The 28th?
Maybe that.
I think I'm making that up, though.
No, 28 sounds about right. I could be, I don't know. Who knows?
No, that's a Monday. That's right. That's
28?
Yeah, 2 weeks from Monday.
So yeah, 17 days, which is... I'm pretty excited for that. I'm looking forward to that for sure. Hopefully, I don't know if I'll be able to stream it. I don't think my computer can handle that, but we'll see. But either way, I'll get some gameplay, hopefully. But, yep, that was episode 29. We'll see you next week. And, yeah, bye.
Peace.